So this is my attempt at creating a double burger from In-N-Out, animal style. I use the recipe from SeriousEats.com, where he has a very scientific write-up of how he came up with all the ingredients. Very cool. We'll link to it below. The first step is caramelizing the onions. This is also the most time-consuming step. You start by dicing up all your onions. Did one large white onion, as you can see above. You want to dice it up into probably about quarter-inch little pieces. So dice up that onion. Then you're going to throw some olive oil into a pan, about 2 tablespoons. Turn it up on medium-high heat and get that olive oil nice and hot. You can use really whatever vegetable oil you want. I just had that offhand. Next, you add in the onions, and then you're going to add in about a teaspoon of salt to help dry it out. So stir it up, let the onions sit for a while. So the caramelizing of the onions is the most time-consuming part. It takes about an hour. You're going to want to stir the onions and let them sit for a little bit. Stir, sit, and in about 15-minute increments, you're also going to add in a little bit of water and scrape the bottom of the pan, like I'm kind of doing here, is scraping off the brown bits at the bottom, turning over the onions, and add a little bit of water, which is coming up here. The water helps break up the brown bits from the bottom of the pan and helps prevent the onions from becoming dry. So you want to keep browning the onions until they're very soft and really a dark caramel brown color, as you'll see in a moment here. So that's the onions when they're just about done. Pull them off your frying pan and throw them to the side. Then we're going to head over to make the sauce, which is just a little bit of sugar, a little bit of white vinegar, ketchup, mayo, and relish. The amounts of each ingredient are about 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, half a teaspoon of distilled white vinegar, half a teaspoon of sugar, and 2 teaspoons of pickle relish. Serious Eats did some good math here on trying to calculate the ratios of these ingredients to make it as close to In-N-Out's own sauce as possible. I will say I think the sauce is pretty close, but if I had to make this again just for my own personal taste preference, I would probably add a bit of pepper. But if you're going for as close to In-N-Out as possible, definitely follow the recipe as written. Combine and the sauce is ready to go. Next, you're going to toast up your buns a little bit. All you have to do for this step is add, again, a little bit of vegetable oil to your pan that, in this instance, where I'm going to be cooking the burgers in a little skillet on top of my burners. Throw the buns on there and then let them brown up just a little bit. You could throw them in the toaster if you want to, but I did it this way on the skillet. Next, you'll prepare the buns for once the burgers are cooked. You're going to add about 2 tablespoons of the sauce to the bottom bun. Spread it on out all over the bun. Then you're going to add some dill pickle chips, cover the bottom of the bun, followed by a nice big slice of tomato, and then some lettuce. Then your buns are basically ready to go for the burgers once they're cooked. Then you'll prepare your burger patties. According to Serious Eats, they're about 2 ounces each. So I took a pound of beef, split it in half, and then split that half into 4 roughly equal portions. Spread out the patties into about 4 inches in diameter, so about 4 inches across. I didn't do a great job with this part. If I do this again, I'd make the burgers a little bit wider, and I would probably actually go with a little bit bigger than 2 ounces. I'd maybe do 2.5 to 3 ounces, but as you'll see here, you make them into a patties, and then just season generously with salt and pepper. Next, get your skillet nice and hot. Put a little bit of vegetable oil in there. Heat up the skillet on medium-high heat till the oil is just smoking slightly. Throw the burgers on, and you're going to cook them that side down for about 2.5 minutes. While the burgers are cooking, you'll apply some yellow mustard to the top side of the patties here. That's what makes it animal style. Put about 2 teaspoons on each patty and then spread it out like I'm doing here with the spatula. Once the patties cook for 2.5 minutes, you're going to get a nice brown crust on the bottom side and flip. Once they're flipped, they should do about another minute cooking directly on that mustard side. You'll then be placing 1 slice of American cheese onto each patty. This is where, had my patties been a little bit larger, probably would look a little bit better in the final product here. As you can see, the cheese is completely covering the patties themselves. About 1 minute elapse, and then throw the first patties onto your buns. Now you're going to put those caramelized onions on top of that first patty. Next comes the second patty. Throw the bun on top, and that is a In-N-Out cheeseburger, double animal style, using the recipe from SeriousEats.com. Overall, it was very tasty. I think pretty comparable to the real thing. There are some things I would tweak, as I mentioned throughout the video, but overall, really good. Please help us out and like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.